Updates real quick. Sean's out tomorrow with his sore left knee. Draymond's out with his shoulder. Steph's obviously still out. Zaza's doubtful. Nick is probable. All he has to do now is the NBA just has to finalize, approve his last step of his concussion protocol.
Ron Adams is questionable. Mike Brown probable.
Yeah. You're definite though?
I'm definite.
Yeah.
100%. I feel fantastic.
You got the tweet?
What's that?
You got the tweet from Jeannie? Did you see it?
I did see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for facilitating that. Appreciate it.
I was wondering, I mean, with this millennial stuff, you ever at halftime just do like group text instead of breaking
the film down? Yeah. That's a good idea. We may do that at some point.
This is beat up as you guys have been in a while.
Hey Raymond, can you turn the music down? Thanks. Is it as what? Beat up?
As beat up as you've been in a couple of years. I mean, with these minor injuries. I know you've been tired through stretches, but this isn't tired. This is actually.
It's got to be as beaten up as we've ever been since I've been here. I don't remember having this many guys out, particularly starters. So it's all part of it, and we've handled it really well, obviously, and it's created some opportunities for other guys that they've taken advantage of. So it's all good.
Do you know when? Have you looked more into the Draymond injury now that it's lingering? Like, how did it happen?
No, it wasn't like one thing that happened. It just got sore, probably wear and tear. So there's nothing we can do about it. I don't spend any time worrying about it. It's just when he's ready, he's ready. So he'll be all right. I'm sure of that. But it's just not easy to pinpoint when.
It's not like they'll have any tests or MRIs or anything like that.
Not that I know of.
So there's pretty much no timeline?
Yeah, I would just say day to day.
With no Steph, obviously, and no Sean, what's your point guard rotation going to look like?
Well, Quinn will be there. We'll bring Quinn down.
Right.
It's tricky with the 45-day rule. I knew Quinn was going to play tomorrow, but I didn't want him to use up one of his days today. And we've got a pretty light practice. And the way the season's going, we'll probably use all 45 of his days, by the end of the year, and we want to make sure we reserve most of those days for games instead of practices. So Quinn will be there. As Raymond said, we think Nick's going to play. So if it's
not at the point.
No, not at the point. But I'm just thinking numbers-wise.
Okay.
Our guard situation should be fine. We'll have Quinn, Patrick, Clay, Andre, Nick. Omri can slide back there too. So we'll figure it out.
Damian's going to join you guys?
Yeah, and I anticipate him being active. I don't think Zaza will play, and that means even with Quinn, we would have an active spot for Damian.
What have you seen and just gathered from Santa Cruz folks and how he's been doing so far?
Yeah, well, we're really happy with his development. Mike Brown went down there last night to the game, watched, said he was really good. He had like 20 and 15 and 6 assists. And, we're trying to impress upon him the importance of rebounding and chasing after every ball. He's a guy who has the ability to really be dominant physically. He needs to put his mind to trying to rebound outside of his area, not just waiting for the ball to come to him, but chasing it down. So he's been working on that. I love that he's just been playing night in and night out. It's so important for a young guy to play. And obviously he's wouldn't get a whole lot of playing time with us right now. So it's been good, and I've talked to Aaron Miles a handful of times, and Aaron's happy with him. And so I think all in all, it's a really good use of the G League, and we'll see if he gets a chance to play with us while he's up.
The rebounding part, what's dissuading him from having the mindset of being a guy?
Some guys have they just have a natural knack Some guys have to learn a little bit more and feel it. And I think he's just so young, and he's so smart. He's such a smart kid that he probably overthinks things sometimes. And, but that's why he has to just play. And the more he plays, the better he'll be.
How do you think he's handled just what comes with being away from the team this long?
I think he's handled it really well. I mean, he's such a quiet guy. He doesn't say a whole lot, but it can't be easy to be gone, from the main group for so often. But he understands. We talked to him about it. The most important thing is for him to play and gain experience. And I told him, I gave him an analogy that's completely unfair and totally baseless, but I told him that Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for years, and it's the truth. And I don't expect him to become Aaron Rodgers, but you have to learn. Everybody has to learn. Even the best athletes in the world sometimes have to sit and learn. And so it's way better to play and learn than to sit there on our bench. And so this is good for him, but I'm sure it's frustrating as well.
How much does the need to have maintenance for Draymond and his body and the Knicks and Max change from when you first got here and he was 24, 25 to
Say that again, how much?
Just the need to have maintenance for Draymond and off days and rest days compared to when you got here he was probably 24, 25.
Yeah. And we were in the first year of this run, and this is year 4. And I'll never forget the end of the 73-win season. We were in Memphis with 3 games left, and I wanted to keep his minutes down. And he was like, came in at halftime. He's like, "Coach, I want to play. And obviously we were doing something pretty special, and everybody was motivated and wanting to follow through on what we were looking at. This is a totally different deal now. Year 4 of this run, and everybody's dealing with bumps and bruises. And with Draymond, it's probably a cumulative effect of how hard he plays night after night after night. He's been doing it for a long time. So, as I said, I think this isn't the worst thing for Steph and Draymond to get some time off in the middle of the season.
How much does zipping December have to do with him being kept off the court right now? Like, is this for the playoffs? Would it be a different story?
It has nothing to do with December. I mean, the playoffs are a different deal, right?
Yeah.
So with every injury, in the playoffs, you generally play if you can, as long as there's not going to be any long-term damage. But this is an injury that would make no sense for him to play through now, whether it's September, October, November, December, whatever, because you just don't want to risk anything. But the playoffs, you generally, as long as you're not hurting a guy's career, you've got the summer to recover, and so you tend to take more risks. But right now, there's no point in taking any risks.
There was some regret after Kevin was out with the ankle, and then you guys played him in Oklahoma City, and then he was out for the games. Draymond was out with the show when we played him in Detroit.
Yeah.
Now he's been out again. He's there, and he's similar type of like injury.
Even Zaza, Zaza thought he was fine. He came back in that Charlotte game and got hurt early on. And, so, I always just trust the training staff and the players. The players are harder to trust than the training staff. And so Chelsea and I have talked a lot about really making sure that players are being honest with us and that we are making the decision for them if there's any question. And so that's how we're trying to approach it. If there's any question, we take it out of their hands. It's not fair to them to put it on them.
Years past, you kind of mentioned Draymond right now might be like, "Hey, come on, I'm ready, man. Is he kind of just chilling right now?"
And Draymond's not happy, I can tell you that. He's happiest when he's on the floor, hair on fire, screaming at everybody and competing. That's what he loves. So it's been hard on him. It's been hard on Steph. But Draymond also knows that this is a smart approach. So he's not complaining, but I wouldn't call him happy either. He wants to play.
Has he tried to fight you on this?
No, he has not tried to fight me.
I see
on
Zaza's.
this.
Everything else.
Yeah, other stuff. Yeah, yeah.
I see Zaza still out here doing stuff. Is
Uh-huh.
Draymond just not taking part in anything?
He's getting court work. He's doing conditioning. He's doing what he can, but he has not taken part in any of our practice sessions over the last week or whatever.
What day specifically do you expect Steph to be reevaluated? Maybe Tuesday?
Raymond, when do we reevaluate stuff?
Tuesday is the 2-week period.
There you go.
He did some shooting yesterday, some spot shooting, and I think as we go this coming week, hopefully he'll start to be able to move into his shots, and if he keeps getting better, then everything should be on a good course. So we'll let you know as it goes.
With Nick, did he do anything more today than he did yesterday, or what was kind of like the progression?
Well, yesterday they scrimmaged. Those guys, they played after practice. I don't think they're doing that today, but he's down shooting now. He should be fine. I mean, I think he's cleared every hurdle. Maybe maybe this is the final day of that. Is that right?
Yeah, the league has to approve the final results.
Yeah, I fully anticipate Nick will play tomorrow.
Do you have any memories of Kobe from a Chicago standpoint, and Michael, the whole dynamic of Kobe and Michael?
It's a good question. Did they play each other when Michael was in Chicago?
Yeah.
They did? So I obviously have no memory.
That would have been good.
The rookie in 96?
97.
So 2 years against Michael as a Lakers Chicago, yeah. I actually don't remember. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Good.
you.
Thanks so much.
Safe travel.
Thank you.